Stay tuned for tips and techniques from the nation's top chefs in the Chef's Kitchen.
We are back with Chef John Gallagher of the Philadelphia Restaurant School at Walnut Hill College. Great to see you again, Chef.
Oh, thank you. Good to see you. We'll be making today a Christmas holiday Stollen. You have to say that
Stollen.
There you go. It's a traditional German bread, not really a cake.
It's a sweet bread.
Sweet in an odd way because we do a cinnamon sugar crust on the outside of it, but the bread itself is almost a little shall we say, not sweet.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
The recipe itself is fairly simple. I'm using bread flour today, and I'm going to be pouring that out on my table.
A lot of gluten.
Yes, because we want a nice hearty bread out of this. Now I know you're going to love making this because I know you've made pasta before. What we'll do with this is we're going to take our flour, make a small well in the center. In the middle of that, I'm going to pour my milk.
Great.
I'll pour the milk in. Inside here, we'll put a little bit of the sugar, and then I'm going to put my fresh yeast. Now, I use fresh yeast in my recipes only because it's got fantastic flavor to it.
It's referred to as cake yeast also
sometimes. Cake yeast also. Now, I've mixed this together.
You're making a dough.
Yeah, and I'm just getting it to pull together a little bit.
Your fingers are acting as the mixer.
Exactly. Now, I've gotten this to absorb. I'm going to add a little bit more of my milk until I can get the entire quantity in. All right, and then if you could, I'll take the sugar.
This sugar?
Yeah, you can sprinkle it right into the middle.
All of it?
Why not?
Let's go for it.
It's one of those things, again, if I don't put it in now, I'll forget about it.
Okay.
So I better get it in there now. Now, also to this mix, as you can see, the flour has absorbed the milk and it's starting to get thicker. We have all of our flour mixed in, and we're nice and congealed. It's not runny anymore. So now I'm going to start taking my other ingredients. We have some ground nutmeg there, some ground cardamom. I'll take those in.
Here's the cardamom.
Put both of them in.
Just right in like
that?
that?
Yeah, right in. We have some fresh grated lemon zest.
All of it?
Why not?
Wow.
1 pound of butter. I'll take the butter. All right, now the butter I'm going to place in the middle here, and I'm just going to start taking the flour and pressing it down onto the dough itself. Like you can see right now, most of it is starting to blend in, it's starting to look a little equal.
Great.
And the flavors and the smells are there. We're then going to add the candied fruit, the sliced almonds, and the raisins, and just dump them right on top there.
That's a lot of stuff.
The candied fruit sometimes is difficult to find, but you can find it in most supermarkets around the holidays.
All the raisins?
All of them.
Wow, that's a lot of raisins, Chef.
It's a classic fruit bread. It'll have all of these. It does take a minute or so to knead this in.
Chef, is this your personal recipe?
Actually, I've had this recipe. I've been making it. My dad loves Stollen, and I made it once for him, about 20 years ago, and he's in love with it, and I make it for him every year, and he's my first customer. That and my fruitcake. So what I'll do is I'll roll it up into a small bowl like this, a little bit of flour on top, and then I'm going to take my rolling pin. Now, I'll put this across the center of the dough, and I'll roll back and forth. After I roll it, I'm going to egg wash the inside, and then you take the dough and fold it over onto itself. So it looks somewhat, I always say it looks like Mick Jagger.
Okay.
Right? Then I take the heel of my hand here and I seal
collagen.
I seal the end of the dough so that way it stays closed and it retains the shape. Now at this point I'll take my sheet pan and I'll take my Stollen, place it into the pan. Now at this point you want to cover it with a towel and just let it sit. Let it sit for about a half an hour, 45 minutes. What's going to happen is it's going to grow. I'll take a little bit of scrambled eggs, just egg wash the surface, and then put it into the oven. Fortunately, I have one ready to go.
Beautiful.
That's already baked. Let me have the bowl of butter there.
My only problem with butter is that there's never enough.
And never enough lobster to go with it either. And the cinnamon sugar. Now, the technique is rather simple. What I do is, and this is a little bit warm when it comes out, so I'll pick it up and I'll actually put it into the butter. I'll soak it in the butter, and then we'll put it into the sugar.
Cinnamon and sugar.
Cinnamon, sugar, and we will just coat it on both sides.
My mouth is watering. It reminds me of the cinnamon toast my mother used to make for me when I was growing up.
This makes fantastic toast. The nice fruit inside, the candied lemon peel, orange peel, the fresh lemon is in there.
You don't have to sell me. I've already bought it.
The smell alone is intoxicating.
Chef, this is wonderful. Happy holidays. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Here's to Stollen.
Stollen.
To see today's recipe and all of the recipes featured on the Chef's Kitchen, log on to chefskitchen.tv.